Welcome back, everybody, to another Marhaba Crypto Show. Today, we got an awesome episode for yourself. With myself, I got here Moby Sadiq, as you guys already know. Today, we have a phenomenal show set up for you. Before I jump into the agenda, Moby, what's going on? How's your day? How are the kangaroos? Are they jumping?
No, not really. I think the kangaroos are all in isolation, actually. So Australia has probably one of the harshest lockdown laws on earth. When we had 20, 30 cases per day, we were locking down. So we have 800 cases per day now. So you can imagine what our government is doing to us. But yeah, enjoying lockdown, not enjoying the kangaroos. But yeah, man, I have to ask, man, you've been there now for a couple of weeks. Has your mother found your wife yet? Like, what's the situation there? Just be honest with everyone, man. Tell us. Are you single? Are you
Man,
not? What's the story?
man, it's simple, man. Everybody's in isolation. So, like, I'm still in isolation. Yeah, still single, man. Happily single. No one yet. Let's just say that. Let's just say that. Yeah,
Okay, I'll drop it. I'll drop it for this episode.
sounds good. Okay, guys. So today in our agenda, we got the market update as always. Moby's got some great points, some things that I think we should all be aware of because the crypto market is super, super, super crazy right now, and so we should all be aware of what's going on. Second thing is our Marhaba update. You know what's going on with Marhaba, where are we going, and all that fun stuff. We have an insight of the week. Insight of the week is a really important topic. Get rich quick schemes in the crypto world. We're going to talk about those, and then we're going to also have a community question of the week where we're going to talk about can crypto take over the world. It's a very interesting topic. Well, Moby, I'll pass it over to you. What's the market update for us?
Okay, so the market is definitely hotting up in terms of Bitcoin, in terms of the entire cryptocurrency market cap. It's not showing any signs of slowing down. We recently just crossed the $2 trillion mark again. Now, the last time we actually did this, I think it was in April or so, we had a complete run up all the way to about 2.3. Right, so crossing over $2 trillion market cap for the entire industry is definitely very, very bullish. In terms of Bitcoin itself, by the time you guys watch this, it may well have hit the $50,000 US dollar price. Now, a couple of reasons why we think this is a certainty and it will continue to go. Firstly, the 200-day moving average. Now, what's the moving average? Well, that's just a moving average that takes the last 200 days and gives you the average of what that line would be. So we've been able to stay above the 200-day moving average for almost 2 weeks now. This is a day chart, and this is the first time since May. So that's one of the most, honestly, the 200-day moving chart is, the moving average is one of the most widely used indicators in trading. And when prices break this, it gives a strong long signal. When prices bounce off this, it gives a strong buy signal, not financial advice. Now, if you look at any chart right now, a lot of them are looking very, very similar to this. The Bitcoin, the other reason too why we think this is going to continue is when you look at the inflows and outflows inside and out of exchanges. So that's essentially all the money that's going onto exchanges and coming off. When a lot of money is coming onto exchanges, that not that it's necessarily bearish, but it can be a bearish sign because people are looking to sell their Bitcoin. When it's coming off of exchanges, you're getting a lot of hodlers and people are looking to accumulate. So this period here is when we were it was a balanced inflow and outflow. This here when the inflows were dominating and we had a little bit of a price decline, of course, in May. And right now, the dominance is outflow. So that's definitely a bullish sign right now. Again, not financial advice. These are just correlations. But the fact that we have crossed that mark, we have crossed the moving averages mark for a couple of moving averages already. And a lot of Bitcoin is getting left, it's leaving exchanges, is certainly very bullish. Now, on Ethereum, how's Ethereum doing? Well, a couple of things on Ethereum. It had been trading in this category, this 3,000, 29, 32 category for a couple of weeks, or at least a week or so. And one thing that we did say before, like if it goes down to 2.9, if it goes down to 2.7, you have to be quick. It's not going to stay there for very, very long. And Ethereum, of course, seems to have very bullish signs. And it is at that level where now, if you're investing the first time into Bitcoin and Ethereum, are you going to double, triple, quadruple your money? No, the big gains are going to come in the bear market, right? But the bull market is still underway. There's still an opportunity to 2x or maybe even 3x by the time this bull run is over. Solana hit an all-time high in the last week. We went from, I think, $40 at one point to all-time high of $78. And the biggest reason was these degen apes, right? So these here, it's an NFT, and they're called degen apes, and there's a whole series of them. Like any series you've seen on NFT, some have mustaches, some have hats, whatnot. But this was the catalyst behind Solana. They sold out in 8 minutes. They themselves said, look, the drop wasn't smooth. But one thing that was noticeable, and this is the thing, I really like this protocol, because unlike Ethereum, where if you have a lot of traffic, the gas fees can go into the hundreds. That didn't happen with Solana. There was a cost of 8 Solana, I think, to mint the NFT. But even despite that huge inflow, the transaction cost was minimal. Now, Solana itself, why I'm bullish on Solana, and one thing I hope, you know how we always talk about, Ahmed, we miss out, we sell, we just before it goes high or whatnot. This was one of the ones where I was lucky enough, alhamdulillah, I was lucky enough to invest a decent amount of money before the rally. But the thing is, it's not about degen apes. I couldn't care less about degen apes. It's a really, really good protocol. So the fact that they have a wormhole for transporting tokens from Solana to Terra, transporting Solana to Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, is why I really, really like it. The fact that it is so much faster than Ethereum, right? So it can handle 50,000 transactions per second compared to Ethereum's 15. Now, am I bearish on Ethereum? No, if you've listened to this episode before, you know I love Ethereum. I'm an Ethereum maxi, and Ethereum is going to win the game because it was first, because too much has been built on it. But the fact that you have these protocols out there, these layer 1 blockchains that are carving a path, you have this scenario where you have multiple highways on this blockchain superhighway that we have. So very, very bullish on Solana. Really, now the smart or the quick money might have been made, but this isn't a protocol that's going away anywhere. A quick story that I'll give on Solana. Recently, I moved off an exchange called CoinSpot in Australia. It's a very beginner exchange. It's one where it's very easy to use, but the fees are high, and the arbitrage is all over the place, right? And I discovered Binance, because of the low trading fees. So I moved all my tokens over. So I had, Ethereum, I had Solana, I had a whole bunch of stuff. And I found the cheapest way for me was to convert all of it to Solana, move it across at a fraction of a cost of any other coin, and then get into Binance and, disseminate my coins from there. But the point I'm trying to make is it solves a real world problem, and it's something I'm pretty bullish on. The other thing too is, and this kind of overlaps a little bit into some of the other things that we're noticing right now, is the whole earn to play space, right? So traditional games, you have to pay to play. Well, now you have this whole concept of earn to play, and that's why Axie Infinity has killed it. Some other games too. Now, this is one called Star Atlas. The only reason why I'm mentioning it is it's built on the Solana blockchain. It hasn't even launched yet, but the point is that, when you do find these projects that are linked and there's communities behind them, and they're leveraging off the trends, right? Trends like, play to earn, trends like community NFTs. It's very, very bullish. So understanding that philosophy sets you up to recognize other tokens and other, trends in the marketplace. Now, one thing I did want to talk about is the whole concept around why NFTs are worth so much. And there's this really good article by Decrypt that we'll link in the show notes that I'll link to. But essentially, they talk about the idea that it's all about the community, right? You have, people like Jay-Z having their CryptoPunks NFT in their, profile photo. You have Mike Tyson, with his whatever NFT he bought, using that in his profile photo. And the thing that we don't realize is, why are people paying hundreds of thousands of dollars? Why are they paying 2, 3, 4 million? The thing is, it's about community. And one thing I'm noticing, Ahmed, is you go from these sort of, top shots type of NFTs where you have these moments to these JPEGs, right? And the JPEGs seem to ones that are doing really well. The crypto kitties, the penguins, the degen apes, because you're able to use that as an expression of yourself in your profile photo. But the other thing people don't realize is some of these, they actually give you access to communities. So I think there's one, what's the one? I think it's Pudgy Penguins, Bored Apes. If you're part of Bored Apes, you actually get access to a Discord group, and then you can like rub shoulders with NBA stars because they have these things as well. So we may not understand it, and I'm definitely not an NFT connector. But what I do recognize is the community behind it. I do recognize the fact that, hey, maybe I'm not going to be the gold digger, but I might be involved in the picks and shovels, the technology behind that. And I think if we understand that, we understand where this market is going. Nearing towards the end now, Binance. So this is honestly one of the most boring stories that I'm going to be bringing to you today, but it is my favorite story. And essentially what it is Binance is now subjecting all their users to have immediate KYC verification. So before, if you wanted to sign on to Binance, it would take you less than an hour of your time. You take a couple of photos of your ID and you upload it. But they're bowing to that judiciary pressure. They're bowing to being banned in all these different countries, and they're actually making an impact. And I believe regulation is good for crypto, and the fact that the biggest exchange on earth is adhering to these goals and these objectives, I think it's really, really good for the space. So again, not that exciting and maybe a pain in the bum now to get, I guess, verified on Binance. But the point is, it is hitting that mainstream level of, recognition, KYC, that type of stuff. So I actually think it's really, really good for the space. Now, before I actually end this, I want to talk about Cardano. I know this is something that you're a big fan of, Ahmed. I know you're an investor. I'm definitely an investor. But Cardano's price has hit an all-time high. So before Ethereum and Bitcoin have hit their all-time high again. And maybe a little bit embarrassing for Peter Brandt. He was forecasting a head and shoulders pattern where Cardano was going to crash, and that didn't happen. Now, I believe a lot of this is coming from that smart contracts hype. So could this be a buy the rumor, sell the news type of thing? Maybe. But again, like we mentioned last week, if Cardano hits that September 12th date of smart contracts launching, only expect this thing to go even upwards from here. So has big money been made already? Maybe, but there's still an opportunity to invest in Cardano, I think, for the long run. So I guess that's the market update, Ahmed, and I'd love to hear from yourself, particularly around Cardano, and what your sentiments and thoughts are around that.
Yeah, for sure. That was a phenomenal update. I learned a few things myself, so thank you for that. When it comes to Cardano, yeah, man. Honestly, exciting stuff is happening, and I just like as you said, it's potentially the smart contract that are really pushing the prices up. But at the same time, I think there's still opportunity. So I'm looking forward to the September 12th launches, and I'm looking forward to what all these different projects have in place, because the thing is right now it's the beginning. And we're like, people would be like, okay, well, it's already been 10 years, yeah, but still, it's still the beginning of a lot of these big projects, and there's a lot more that's gonna be coming from it. Kat, just a quick opinion of mine. We're gonna swiftly move on to the Marhaba update. Well, we have some two good news, really good newses. So Telegram recently, yesterday actually, hit 5K, which is a big achievement. I know because I remember having a discussion with Nakiba, the founder, months back, and we were talking about how what is the strategy of how we're gonna hit 1K, and so now hitting 5K is honestly, and all organic, to be honest. It's, and you don't see that a lot in a lot of the projects that are coming out nowadays. There's a lot of bots involved in XYZ. Um, Remember, this is my opinion. I'm not I'm not saying anything against anybody else, but I'm just saying, like, we've seen the community grow so well. So if you're not part of the community yet, for sure join. There's a lot of great discussions happening there on a day-to-day basis, so it's phenomenal. We also hit 1K on Twitter, So you can see Twitter is also growing, and just like that, LinkedIn is also growing, and our Medium is also growing. So join the group, join the family, join the community. You're gonna be loving it. There's a lot of good updates that are coming out on a day-to-day basis. Another big update from our side is that Khalid, who's our business advisor, and Dr. Farouk, who is our Sharia advisor, they both are actually the heads of the advisory for both of these things, are going to be representing Marhaba at large, and also Islamic finance at large at SMU, and they're going to be talking about a lot of various things such as career in Islamic finance, the future of Islamic finance, and stuff like that. So that's going to be huge. That's actually tomorrow. If you're interested, or tomorrow, well, technically this video will be today, the 23rd of August. Check out our Twitter for all the details. Join that conversation, and for sure, there's a lot that can come out of there. Um,
And for the newbies, Ahmed, because SMU was new to me as well. What is that? Just explain to everyone what that is.
Oh yeah, for sure. So SMU is one of the biggest universities in, I think, Southeast Asia when it comes to Islamic finance and just general business finance and XYZ. So um, I think that kind of helps out. Does that answer? I can get you the exact acronym right now. I think it's Sing. I I want to be exact. I don't want to quote another university's name. So just give me 1 second. Yeah. So Singapore Management University. There's also going to
Perfect.
be Islamic Business Finance Society involved in there, and then there's like so many different organizations that are jumping in also. So it's going career transition to DeFi, Islamic finance, cryptocurrencies, and DeFi at large. Those are the conversation topics. So that's going to be pretty exciting. I'm really excited for it because I think there's, even though I've been part of the team and I've been doing a lot of learning from the team about crypto, DeFi, and XYZ, I think there's still going to be a lot for myself to learn also. So I'm going to probably kind of chime in into it whenever I can possibly. The next update is the white paper. So the white paper was supposed to be coming out recently, but I've seen the white paper. I've seen the first draft. It's looks phenomenal. I think it's a world class white paper. But the only thing is that our business advisors have asked for a little bit extension because of few minor adjustments that need to be made. You know, final touches. So they're asking for a little bit of a extension. So we're gonna be working on it still. There's still going to be some updates happening, and then you guys may be seeing the white paper coming out in a few. I don't want to say days, but I think in a week or so. So, no, don't quote me on this, but that's where we're at with the white paper. All right, instead of the week, get rich quick schemes do not work. What do you think about this, Moby?
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, it obvious, right? I think what it says on the tin, but yeah, you learn the hard way. You learn the hard way. Like I'm keen to hear your topic on this. This is an insight of the week
Yeah,
that I think was your idea, and I'm really keen to hear. But you do learn the hard way. You get burnt. You get rug pulled. You play with the safe moons. But absolutely, man, like the best way to learn is through experience. Unfortunately.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so before I jump into like more of a qualitative discussion on quick get rich quick schemes, I want to talk to you guys about a few things that I'm seeing in the market, which I think you guys should be watching out for. There's a lot of people who are saying buy signals, which means you subscribe to a weekly or a daily signals package where they give you, hey, buy Cardano at this point, and then in a week sell it, or in 2 weeks sell it. So I'm seeing a lot of these signals are not being sold or not being delivered by like officially well advanced individuals in the industry, people who have shown a successful pattern. These people are usually just kind of gambling the plays, or what they do is they buy other people's signals and then they sell it to you, hoping that it'll work. And because something can go up or something can go down, there's a 50-50 chance. They act like there'll be a winner, you know most of the time, but that's not the truth. The truth is that these guys are just kids who are 18, 19, 20, 21 years old, who don't have that the experience, and are selling signals. There are a few individuals that are selling signals who are well into the industry, that have shown a good track record, but those guys are expensive, and those guys have a lot of training sessions with you to use those signals, and they show you proof as to, hey, I've been
Mm.
successful and you guys can see this. But I would humbly say just stay away from the buy signals as of now, especially if you don't have experience of the market. Learn the market a little bit before you jump into signals, because you won't even understand what the signals mean. Two, have some experience, and then those signals can be properly used. So watch out for that. Second is, there's these websites, weird domains, where they say, give us all your tokens, or give us an Ethereum, or give us two Ethereums, or give us USDT, and we'll give you 10,000% return in a day, or 2 days, or in a week, or in a month. It's wild. Anybody who's kind of claiming to do that, as far as my experience goes, has not shown to be successful. And most of these people are coming from Telegram. Like people who are selling these things or offering you these things. Oh, we'll give you a referral for our website, or this website where I made X 1,000% back. Be careful if you are gonna maybe take a stab at something like this. Um, just don't go all in the beginning, and be very cautious of this, because I don't know if it's I how valid these guys are, and what the experiences are. Because if it is a proper firm that's making 1,000%, yeah, it's a little bit difficult to believe, and it's I haven't seen anybody hit that percentage. It's a little wild one. Even 100% is a little bit difficult. Cat. So those are a few things that I'm seeing. Plus, I've seen people also try LinkedIn. They reach out to you on LinkedIn, so watch out for those also. Now we can get into the qualitative discussion on get rich quick schemes and why they do not work. So one big myth is that, if you jump into these cryptos, these meme tokens, these NFT tokens, or these XYZ tokens, is if you get in early, they're gonna be a pump and you'll get rich. That's not the case usually. Sometimes these tokens will drive you down into zeros. So be very careful of that. Second thing is, anybody who's trying to teach you how to be a day trader, or like be a swing trader, be very careful. And if they're telling you you'll get rich really quickly because they've made 10,000 people really rich really quickly, and a lot of these people you'll get on YouTube, Instagram, and XYZ. And I mean, I'm on their social media also, so I can see these guys really, making TikToks also, and they're saying, oh, you'll get rich really quickly. Just buy our packages. It's $1,000. We'll train you. Most of these guys make pre-recorded videos, which they're not live, do not doing live sessions. They're just pre-recorded videos, and then they act like it's a live session. There are false comments being popped up, and then they're answering those false comments. Like they're fakes, right? They're fake comments. So be careful of that. Also, don't spend your money on people who are doing that. If you want to learn how to day trade and all that stuff. First of all, there's free resources everywhere. Then second thing is, you want to get a proper mentor who's going to teach you in live, because in day trading it's super volatile. You shouldn't be learning how to day trade always with the past trends. You should be learning with what's happening exactly at that session. So Kat, those are a few things that I think you guys should be learning about. One common rule of thumb is, with get rich quick schemes, is that if you do not putting in a lot of effort, you're probably not making a lot of money. So, or
100%.
sometimes it requires a lot of skills. If you don't have a lot of skills, which requires effort to get those skills, you're probably not going to be earning a lot of money. So be very careful and be cautious of get rich quick schemes. There have been people in the past that have gotten rich quick off of some things, but they have been very lucky, or B, they had some skills that they used to put themselves in a place of advantage, or B, they were in a place of privilege already to be, getting that quick pump. Cat, don't want to break your hearts, but I just wanted to get this across, because I'm seeing this very vividly in the market, and because it's not a regulated market, people are not going to be suing them for solicitation, right? So be careful. Cat Moby, what's your opinion on this? Do you think you can get rich quick? Have you gotten rich quick? If you have, how'd you do it?
No, no, not at all, not at all. So that is, I think, a huge topic in itself, right? Getting rich quick. Uh, but honestly, one of the best things that can happen to you in crypto and investing is to lose first. Is to, like, some
Mm,
people get lucky. They get lucky. They invested in Doge before it became, what it is, and they did really, really well. And now they think they're the world's best trader on earth, and they want to duplicate that and replicate that.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it just doesn't happen. Like one of the best things that happened to me, and I know this is going to be a segment in another episode, is I lost $2,000 in XRP in 2018 because I bought
Oh,
at the top of the market, right? At the
now
top.
that makes sense why you don't like Ripple.
Yes, it's a personal thing. There is also a fundamental reason why I don't like XRP because I don't like how it
Uh-huh.
is not. Okay, I'll touch on it momentarily now, but there's a deeper discussion. I don't like how
Yeah.
it's not decentralized. They created them all in one
Mm.
hit. There's no mining. There's no minting. Doesn't mean you can't get rich on it.
Yeah.
But the point I'm trying to make is
Yeah.
like you're better off actually losing the first time because it forces you to slow down. Now, on the
Be
signals thing,
cautious.
right now, I almost promise you, if you sign on to a signals service, you'll probably make money because the market is hot right now. It's firing. It's like we
Yeah.
said last week. You just throw money against the wall in a bull market, and it's going to go up, right? But
Hmm.
like
Hmm.
like you said, Ahmed, I'm sure there's some decent signals out there, but my advice would be don't. My advice is you're better off not spending your money in signals. It's a waste of time. So as a value
Hmm.
investor, like you said, Ahmed, with these signals, they'll often have, invest in this coin or that coin and that coin. And as a rule of thumb, if you're a value investor, as a value investor myself, I will not invest in something I don't understand. Like I
Yeah.
invested in Solana and I got lucky that time, but I've invested in other things that haven't, like FTX, I think is a great exchange and I know that's going to do well. That hasn't pumped yet. There's a whole bunch of others, but the point is I see value. They have good teams behind them. So don't invest in something
Hmm.
that you don't understand. The other thing as well is, and you might have touched on this, is invest in yourself. Like that
Yes.
$70, like, sign on to like, how I really kind of got into, crypto is I bought a course from Udemy, a $20-$30 course on Udemy, a basic course, and they explained investing versus trading and everything in between and what those strategies are. You're going to be so much better off spending $20-$30 there than paying some scumbag who's trying to sell you a signal. So there's things
Some
out there,
18 year
and yeah, like buy a course or buy something. Like, there's one I'm a subscriber of Token Metrics. They're a little bit different. They do code reviews. They look at the teams. They do analysis. So those more education news type of services. Bankless, I haven't signed on. Bankless does have a very, very good free subscription as well. So maybe try that before you decide to invest. But the key thing you'll notice with all these things, they're all information education. Like with Bankless, they
Mhm.
will educate you on how to take a crypto loan and how to, trade in NFTs, and it's all education based.
Yeah.
Just that's my view on it
How about
essentially.
how about this? How about you link all of these in the description below, and
Absolutely, we'll link those.
whoever is interested can check that out for sure. All right, phenomenal. So yeah, guys, be cautious about these get rich quick schemes. A lot of people have lost a lot of money while even investing normally, but also through these methods, and it's not worth it. You're not gonna learn anything from. Like I say, if you're gonna lose money on something, at least get some return on it in regards of like educational. I've lost exactly like what you said, Moby. I've lost money in the past when I initially started stocks trading, and I mean it wasn't a lot, but it taught me a lot more than that money value did. So for sure, you don't want to lose money in the wrong place. Okay, community question of the week: can crypto take over the world? Oh, this is a good debate. Moving before I start talking about my points, what part of this debate are you on? Are you on the yes or on the no?
Man, I think it's kind of obvious. Like, I think yes, absolutely yes, and I think it already is. It already
Okay.
is. It's already dictating. It's taking over countries. El Salvador, you can actually buy a hot dog from a hot
Yes.
dog stand in Bitcoin. So
Yes. Yes.
absolutely it is. I think that's a no-brainer for me.
Yes. I'm on the same side as you, so this is not going to be a debate, I guess. I was hoping you'd say no just for the discussion, but that's okay. Well, yeah, like just to answer the question, hasn't it already started taking over? And you've already talked about El Salvador. There's also other cities and countries that have been accepting it. I mean, there's a time, and I'm pretty sure you can still in New York. You can buy pizza from it. You can buy different things from it. There's a few countries in which you can buy property, using your crypto. In the Middle East, I recently was reading about how people can buy into land or some formats of real estate through your crypto. So I mean, it's coming, and a lot of people are reluctant to understand this and accept this because they haven't read the history of how we went from gold currency or like commodity based currency to paper based currency, and that was hundreds of years ago. Now, if that can happen, this can also happen, and it might be a long term, before long duration before the world accepts it, but it's something that I believe also will happen. So that's what's important, that we all start learning about crypto now. We start all understanding what DeFi actually is, and understand how it really can change the world for better, and can help stop a lot of the corruption, a lot of the issues that we're facing when it comes to finances, and also Islamic finance. But I don't want to jump into that conversation because I'm not an expert in Sharia and all this stuff as of yet. So we're not going to jump into that. But Kat, it is already starting to take over. People are getting paid in crypto. Salaries are in crypto for a lot of people. I know a guy who used to work for a massive crypto company. I'm not going to name him. I'm not going to name the company, but he was talking about how some of their salaries could also be in crypto if they wanted. So it's happening. People are purchasing crypto. Corporates, it's a part of their cash flow statements. So you can see even the privately it's being used, corporate wise it's also being used, and even personally it's being used. So for me, I mean, it's the future. I think it's gonna take over, and we're in the process of it taking over. Maybe any last comments about this before we wrap up the show?
I think it's, oh man, we could do a whole episode just on that topic.
Yeah,
It's a no-brainer. The fact that now, like, why are banks and institutions and investment firms, why are they investing billions in crypto right now? Because if they don't, it's going to leave them redundant. So,
yeah,
the kind of I don't want to say the socialist, like the rebel in me sort of is like, yeah, cool, it's going to take down the banks and, banks will be dead. No, they won't. They got too much money, right? As much as I want that to
yeah,
happen, they'll just put their money into crypto. But the reason why they're doing
exactly.
this right now, it is going to make them redundant. Like,
Yeah,
not tomorrow, not the day after, today, yesterday, months ago, you can take a crypto loan. Is 0%
yeah,
interest, Sharia compliant.
yeah,
That's not even a Sharia compliant tool. It's, subhanallah, like this is just for the masses, right? They've made this
yeah,
0% because people don't want to pay loans and interest on loans. You can take all of your
yeah,
Ethereum. This is why I'm never going to sell my Ethereum, and I could put up as collateral, and I can take a 0% loan, and I can do whatever I want with that, and then pay it back. Like, it's you can't do that. Where can you take your gold assets or your
hmm,
shares and put them up as,
hmm,
or your investment or your bonds, right? Or your
uh-huh,
property. Oh, I mean, you can do it with property, but then you have to take a mortgage on it and pay interest. You can't do that. So that one factor loan, like the ability to take loans interest free, blockchain, decentralized, you don't even have to trust. You don't have to worry about trust. It's not a question.
yeah.
Just tells you that that's how it's going to change the world.
Yeah, and like for me, like what is the role of finance and fiat and currency? And when you can slowly start seeing that it's being substituted by crypto, you can start seeing the how crypto is really starting to take over, that specific role. So it's really starting to take over the world. The second side of this is that I can start seeing this being used in a lot of places to prevent corruption. Since I'm in Pakistan, since
Oh,
I've
speaking of corruption,
seen
is
what's
that what you're trying to say?
it's a discussion that's on a daily basis. And I mean, the recent government has cracked down a lot, and I mean, this is what's happened in Malaysia. It's happened in many countries in Africa. I mean, even in America it's happening. Let's not talk about, I mean, Canada. It's happening at a very low level of corruption, but it's happening. And when people start understanding the uh, how well crypto can kind of come in and help prevent all these things, it's phenomenal. So I'm excited. about all that stuff. Also, I'm excited about how we're gonna function as a society with crypto. I can't wait for my XRP to boom up and I buy a house with it.
Hey man,
I just
I
said that.
all power to
I just
you.
said that.
All
I
power
just
to
said
you.
that to you. I'm being
I
honest.
hope you make money off XRP, and there's nothing wrong with XRP as a money maker. But in terms of a value investor, is it a good protocol? No. Like no. Let's be
Yeah.
honest. It's not. There's other things out there. You know, there's a thing called Quant out there. I think it's called Quant. I
Yeah.
could be
Oh
wrong about
man,
that. You know,
phenomenal.
that is doing
Helium,
what
Ethereum.
XRP is doing better. It's doing what XRP can do, but better. You
Yeah.
know, like
Yeah.
Swift itself is investing in crypto. Like they have their own money. So, but what bugs me most about as a believer of the blockchain. See, you did this on purpose to roll me up. As a believer of blockchain, and you know
Yes, I did.
Nakamoto Satoshi's vision of decentralization, proof of work. It just doesn't. It rubs me the wrong way. It really just rubs me the wrong. How can you just start something, create all of
Yeah.
the tokens? And the other thing too, what people don't realize is when XRP, and this is why they got caught in a lot of hot water, when they
Yeah.
started doing these partnerships, right? They did it with that big money firm. If you remember it, just say it out loud. There's that firm where you send money. It's like one of those companies. Someone will know it,
Oh.
right? You send like Western Union or something. One of those. It could
Yeah.
be in Western
PayPal,
Union.
Zoom, XYZ.
Yeah, it was like a Western Union when they partnered with them and they broke up their partnership. They gave them
Uh
the
huh.
tokens at a reduced rate. This is not a conspiracy. You can look this up. When they started
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
all these partnerships, so how unfair is that, right? Bitcoin is $50,000, but I can go to another company because it's so decentralized as XRP and say, oh, you know, you can get it for 50% off, 30% off, and then as soon as you
Yeah.
buy it, you flip it. You know what I mean? As soon as you
Yeah.
get it for that.
That's
That's why
arbitrage.
that's why I don't like it. You know what I mean? You can't do that with Bitcoin. Even over the counter, what the best thing you can do with Bitcoin is you don't pay fees maybe. You know what I mean? If you're buying it as
Yeah.
an institutional buyer. But institutional buyers, the fact that they can get a 20% discount on XRP, the fact that they
Yeah.
still hold most of the XRP tokens and they didn't do any proof of work or proof of stake, someone just created them and they're just sitting there. That rubs me the wrong way. So no, I don't believe in
Yeah. It
XRP.
was
I think it
vested.
sucks. It's I have no man. I all power to you. Make money off it, trade it. But
Yeah.
if you ask me as a trader, sure. I think everything has a buy in, sell out type
Bias.
of thing. But as a value investor, no, it's not. It is not true. And arguably, you know what? Maybe we should get a mufti on and get his thoughts about whether it's halal or not. Again, I don't want to make a call. Even me saying that, I'm very scared even saying that because I'm doing the insinuation thing. I'm
Yeah.
definitely not. But I'd love to hear from a mufti's point of view, you know, if those
Yeah.
practices are legit, because I really question that, you know?
Yeah. No. No. I agree with that. That was a very mature answer, from your side, and so I appreciate that. From my side, I'm not a XRP big believer. I'm just a trader, not even an investor. Just
Yeah. You just want to roll
see it
me
go
up
up.
with XRP. Yeah. I've got friends with
I
XRP.
just,
I'm part of a group.
I made money. I made
Yeah.
money. I mean, we're going on a tangent before the show ends, but I've made money on it, and I'm still making money on it. So for me, Alhamdulillah, it's a trade, right? Like a lot of things are a genuine business trade.
It's not a
It's nothing.
Matic. It's not a T1. It's not a Matic. It's not Ethereum.
No,
It's not a
no, no.
Bitcoin. It's not a
Like
Chainlink.
Ethereum is,
It's not a Terra
yeah, Ethereum
Luna. You
is,
know.
yeah, yeah. For me, Ethereum is as a belief, right? Like that's part of the blockchain system, and so that's exactly what we were talking about the other day too. Is about how Ethereum is phenomenal. I mean, there's better um, native tokens out there than Ethereum,
Mm.
but but we see the use case of Ethereum, and we're like, it's phenomenal, and how we if you're a believer in the ecosystem, then you understand why Ethereum holds so much power. But Kat, I don't want to start writing up other conversations, and I know I've
That's a
talked
long,
about
long,
so many
long
different
show.
topics.
Long show today. Thanks for everyone's patience. Everyone, make sure you
Yeah,
like, comment, subscribe. It helps the show. Helps us get the word out. YouTube likes it, so do all those things if you got some value. Share it if you want,
yeah.
but definitely like, comment, and subscribe for sure.
And let us know in the comments below what's your opinion on XRP. What do you think about XRP? So we can get your opinions also on it. Well, thank you guys so much. Moby already said about the like, share, and all that stuff. Go check out Marhaba's other stuff also, Telegram, social media, and all that stuff. Those are gonna be linked also. Other than that, thank you so much once again for coming, and I hope you guys are having an amazing day. Take care. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.